Yo guys, what is up? Today I come to you with a double review of Garo, Vanishing Line with episodes 3 and 4. In episode 3, we have the newest character by the name of Gina, who is a Makai Alchemist. Now, she can hold her ground. This woman knows how to kick ass. Like, she is flawless in her capabilities of hand-to-hand combat, and even though she is an alchemist, we didn't see too much of what her abilities are. But as the series goes on and hopefully they bring her back, we'll see what she is highly capable of. But she is capable of espionage as well. So in this episode we deal with a character by the name of Damien, who was your everyday thug, but all of a sudden he starts to gain a lot of power and start going up the ranks to be one of the top dogs, the top bosses. And what he does is he takes out everybody else who probably were chastising him and was looking down on him, and that's due to the help of a horror that actually infested a computer. So in exchange for the horror helping him, he would bring in, people like several bosses and use them as food, because remember, horrors have to feed off of human beings to keep surviving. So while Gina and Sword would team up in this episode, there was probably one or two funny moments when, typical Sword, when he ever sees a woman's chest, he's about to pray. But unfortunately for Gina, she has like a familiar that says, no, you're not going to say thanks to a woman's breast, her chest. And then there was a part in the episode where she showed him how you're going to infiltrate Damien's place, even though it's like highly secure with the technology and everything. And then she told him, look in the dashboard. He picks up a bikini and he's like, sexy. And then Damien, when he sees undercover Gina, he's like, sexy. And I had to laugh because that was just completely hilarious. And with Sword, he has his light moments as well as his amazing battle moments. So this episode was pretty short. We got to know of Gina, what she's capable of, and we can expect her to see her more in future episodes, teaming up with Sword and hopefully teaming up with Luke as well, seeing how their dynamics play out. Now we get into episode 4, which actually is going to pave the way in the relationship of Sophie and Sword. Obviously, we started with episode 1, but now we're going to see how these two are going to continue their path in reaching El Dorado. So we know Sophie has been searching for her brother since episode 1, and they gave us his name by the name of Martin, and he has been missing. And the only clue Sophie has to go by to search for her brother is El Dorado, and she thinks that as well as horrors are linked together and are the cause for the disappearance of her older brother. So there's this mystery going on where the father that came to the orphanage that Sophie stays at has gone missing. And also, how we know like Sophie learned her moves in judo is due to the sister who watches over her at the orphanage. So she's the one that teaches judo to Sophie, which is pretty amazing. She teaches her self-defense moves. So Sophie decides to go look for this father. Hopefully he has connections with her brother, and also in that case she tries to find Sword, because with Sword he may be closer to her finding out what El Dorado is, because remember, Sword needs to know what El Dorado. We don't know specifically what's his reasons for looking up El Dorado, but as episodes goes on, we'll find out why he needs to know about it and what his reasons and actions are behind it. So she visits Father Ripley's home, where he stayed with his sister, because like I said, the father has gone missing and no one knows where he is, but you can already guess it's due to the influence of a horror, but we don't know exactly what it is or who it is. We are introduced to his beautiful sister, who always stays at home and takes care of the house and never goes outside, and instantly we see her and Sophie form a bond with each other due to their similarities with their brothers and the fact that they are looking for them and they're worried for them. But of course, there is a twist, and things turn dark. So while Sophie is still staying there and having a meal with her, we see where Father Riley Ripley's sister just turns dark, and you instantly know. You knew from earlier when Sword actually came and gave her the flowers. You kind of knew something's wrong with her, and I guessed it, and I was right. And she's actually a horror, and due to the reason why she became a horror was she was abused by her brother. Like, he appeared nice and saintly to the outside world, but once he comes indoors, he abuses his sister due to her being so beautiful and being talked to by people on the outside. So he kept her confined within the household, and she had such resentment towards her brother that eventually a horror basically took her body as a host, and now she is now a horror, and she was the reason for his disappearance. She ate him and had his corpse in their basement. And we had where Sword came and saved Sophie and defeated the horror with also Sophie's help by throwing down the bell that was on the top of the house. So now we're going to see how these two, by the end of the episode, these two are actually going to be working together in hopes of finding what El Dorado is, and also hopefully finding Sophie's brother, whether he's alive or he's dead. So this was also a pretty good episode, and this now brings together the story with Sword and Sophie, and as well as hopefully we get to see Gina and Luke in future episodes. So if you saw both episode 3 and 4 of Garo Vanishing Line, do tell me in the comment section below and how you felt about these two episodes. The links are in the description box, so you guys go check that out. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!